and welcome to Trains and Viettic. Hi, David. Hi, Carl. Good to have you both there. I hope you're all well today, and good to have so many people about today. So, I'll go and press a button. Last week, we designed this bit of a layout. So, bits which I didn't put on this was going to be my maintenance yard here and our helices down here. So for what I'm going to look at today is designing that bit there and the narrow gauge line. As the idea is I'm going to have double O gauge all running by the computers, just doing its stuff, trains coming in and going out, and then have maintenance yard and Thumper Road to play with us. So I want J94, Kieran C, I remembered your name today. So Thumper Road will be going down in that area with a little spur coming along there. So that's what's going to happen there. But the idea is I want to have a narrow gauge line, as I got on my uncle's narrow gauge stock, and I think narrow gauge is cool. So up here we're going to have our high street with the cars going by. So what I'll do is first we'll start a blank page, and we can set that up to the same size as last time. So 108 by 108. So this will create our layout. Just got like just a tad more, and I'm now going to change this to Pico 009, if I can spot that. Whereabouts is it? 00 M-O. Do I have that there? Nope, but I believe it's also 00E, which is the other option. There we go. So with this, there's a lot less options with a track. So it's going to be it will be a bit more designing. So for 009 is going to be running above the 00 layer. So we got this section here which is for shops, and we actually got this little corner here but we can have the final station, then having it running along above the track. So I'll then have the main functioning bit down here where we can have some sort of activity over this helix section, and then just have a nice scenic design. So let's start off with a piece of track, and I don't want the piece of track there, so let's go and put a piece of track there. So we click and then we point downwards. So that should be it, and we start with a short one. So we have the option of two different size points. We've got the small points or the larger points. I think I'm going to use the larger points, as it will give it a bit more interest. So how's everyone's day been? I hope everyone have had fun, have had a nice day today. So what I'm actually going to do is double track there, and that didn't quite work out. Did I use... yeah, I did use the wrong kind of point. So I think it's not that one either. But remember what Thingy said. And of course, go and get a window reminder. I know this isn't quite lined up, but this is all preliminary work to start off with. So yeah, get rid of these two bits and get rid of that. If I use the smaller points, they should work better. So that's a much better thing. Avoid the small points. Okay, I'll take your advice. Am I better off just designing this using N-gauge track? As that might be the better option. I'll delete those. Delete that one. And try that point. I want it just there. Let's see. So that's not quite what I wanted. So it was that point, and we want to connect there. That's looking much better. So I always have an interest in narrow gauge bits. I think they're just interesting. So what I'll do here is go and put in the track again. Add it, undo, remember to click there. So the idea here is just a basic passing loop. So we'll have a head shunt up at the top. So the idea is we'll have the shops coming up to here, and then the bus coming along here, dropping people off and going back. So this will be on some sort of bridge, I think. I think that one might actually be a point. It might not be a point. But here I want to go for straight so that I have somewhere to park the locos. As I could keep that as just a small maintenance section. So that's the first bit. So if I go down and use the curb, I think what I'm going to do is actually give it a bit of interest in the design here. As one of the things I like about narrow gauge is how they follow the contours of the Earth. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that 1 foot section there is going to be my control area. So have anyone been doing anything interesting this week? I've been helping some of my friends from uni on their projects. Okay, so if I delete some of those and then try to be clever. So let that lot do that and do a copy. Click there and do a paste. That didn't work. So I like that. I should be able to hide that bit in the track and then have something coming out here. As the thing with a narrow gauge is it doesn't need to go all the way. It could be a case that it's a preserved line so that hi Ruth, good to see you there. So it's a preserved line, so they don't have the money yet to finish it off. So that could be an explanation of how the railway is running at the moment. And then that go there. So that goes there. And then put a small one in. So that would give us quite give me something to play with. As for the idea is narrow gauge, I want the trains to disappear and reappear, and I want it to be something which I can play with. And that's just taking up one side of the room. So with that, I'll just save that file. Save you as a 009. So you have a station here with a couple of locos stored to one side. The train go along there and then does a head shunt back to the original side. So I could even have a nice little platform there. So let's go and see what this would look like in 3D. So trying to get to a better view, but this looked quite nice. Terrain visible. I need to work out how to add terrain. So I like this, so let me take a photo. I know that a lot of stuff is still pretty rough at the moment, but I like what we're doing, so I can. What does that one do? That put it back. So as we got that one, we can now open open 9 by 9. And see if I can copy this as a layer. So I want to do an edit. If I select all this, copy file 009, edit, I want a new layer, layer 1. So let's see if I can get layer 1 and then do an edit, paste. And now let's see what happened when we do 3D. So not quite what I was planning, but this does show how the design's coming along. So we have a double row. I like how the track's hidden there, so I can have a nice bridge coming in at that section. We would then have a playing area there with a railway above. I could actually put that railway closer to the back, but that would cause me trouble with points. But if I put my points underneath a station, I could actually okay, so what does that do? Track height? Nope. Layer. So trying to work out how to do multi-layers. So this is now showing both layers. I'm thinking if I take all this, do a move and put it like that, we can then see how this is looking. So those 2 points could be done underneath, and those two I could do something so that the points are actually in the station building, which would then mean I could take the roadway along here and have the road ending up in this area, which could be quite an interesting idea. Let's see if this have what this have under HO. We don't have Fala. As I was thinking, potentially we might be able to input the Fala road system into this, but that doesn't look possible. So let's do another rendering. Close that, and so they're going to be a setting to adjust for height. So nope. Object transition router. Let's see what setting does. Apply visible layers in 3D. Okay, for experts out there, how do I tell it that the two layers are at different heights? Let's see if there's... Nope. So, tools, setting, edit, save, memory, track panels, dimension, so grid, 2D view, just trying to find a way to get it to show the layers in different depths. So measurement, flexi check. So move plus Z. So move plus Z. Transfer to layer 2. So that's okay, we're getting closer. I'll have to look out for instructions, but I'm really liking the design. I think the navigator will look quite nice going through that section with some hills and bits. That will be quite nice raised up with the shops along there. So that's 2 foot, that's 4 foot. So that would be the entrance there. So again, I think we have had a good night working on the designs. So I think I might actually leave it here. So there's, you'll notice some changes in for next time I'm live, as my streaming computer is being packed away, so I'll be moving across to my main computer. So for audio will have to be done another way, and there might be a few other changes. So if it doesn't look like how it have looked, it's because I'm on a different computer, so it might take a bit of time to get things set up. But I do appreciate everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much. Rich.